Hey, Utah Mammoth fans, Tusks up, and welcome into your Utah Mammoth Daily update for today. So, training camp full swing. We're basically into preseason. Yesterday we had the Mammoth and the Avalanche kind of do like a intra-squad scrimmage. Let's just call those two games that, because that's really what they were. I don't know if you really want to call those games real preseason because it was two games in one day, and I don't know. It was different. We'll just lay it out that way. But the energy is absolutely buzzing. This isn't the kind of slow, easygoing camp you sometimes see from more veteran teams. This is young legs, a fresh system, and everybody trying to prove that they belong on the NHL ice come opening night. The new practice facility has been a huge talking point, obviously. I've talked about it the past couple of days. I'm going to talk about it a lot this year and into next offseason, really. Two ice sheet, and here's the rundown again. In case you've missed the last couple episodes, there's two ice sheets, NHL sized, a world-class gym, spa-style recovery rooms, even a private restaurant. This is the kind of infrastructure that screams we're here to stay. And that's something that, I will mention this again, the Coyotes never really had. The players are responding. The pace of drills is crisp. The competition level is really high. And you can see the chemistry starting to form on the fly. For a second-year franchise, first year with their actual, brand identity, this is the exact kind of tone you want to set. The Mammoth aren't easing into this year. They're charging right in. And what does that mean for the defensive backbone? Well, one of the most encouraging signs from camp is how steady the blue line looks already. I've seen that written not just from like the local beat reporters from like KSL, the Tribune, but I've Salt Lake Tribune. I mean, everybody has a Tribune, right? But I've also seen it from like the national writers that have come to visit because of the new facility, the NHL.com, the hockey writers, TSN, a lot of even ESPN, which has kind of turned more into a influencer rather than a journalism site now, which is kind of sad to see, but hey, there you have it. Let's be real. The defense is usually the hardest piece for any team to figure out. It's not, this guy can play defense, let's slot him in. He's got to do more than just be able to check, right? So Utah has an anchor in Mikhail Sergachev. So much of a good anchor that there are teams throwing out random rumors trying to jar him loose. Like this offseason, Toronto and their fan base was trying to say that, Sergachev wants to leave and that he's targeting Toronto. Give me a break. Sergei's happy in Utah. He's calm, he's confident, and he's clearly taking on that leadership role even more so in year two. In year one, he didn't want to just have the captain's crest thrown on his shirt. He wanted to earn it. And so he was very grateful that the team just didn't give it to him because he was the most notable name or that he had the biggest contract on the team. He wanted to earn it. And so I think he's growing even more into a leader now. So he is definitely worth the investment that Utah gave him. Behind him, there are storylines everywhere. You got the young guy, Dmitry Simashev. He's very polarizing. You got some people saying, yeah, he's going to be on the team opening night. You have other people saying he needs more time to acclimate to the North American game. We'll see what happens there. Personally, I think he's going to go to the AHL first just because we have that veteran depth. But if one of those veterans gets hurt or they go to the front office and say, hey, move me, then I would say Simashev is almost a pure lock for opening night. The coaching staff has been testing new pairings, trying to find that right mix of puck movers and shutdown specialists. And while there are still question marks about depth, the top four already looks competitive and almost set in stone. You can move the names around a little bit, but your top four is definitely going to be Sergachev, Marino, Durzi, and Schmidt. That's your top four. If Utah could roll out consistent pairings and not have to juggle like they did last year, this defense could be better than most people expect in year two. I think so as well, especially since last year the name of the game was just finding healthy bodies to throw onto the ice. If there's better health this year, which there should be, I don't see that happening again. Utah's defense is definitely going to step up a little bit. But let's talk about who I think is going to be the leaders on the stat sheet. And its names this isn't like groundbreaking stuff here. I'm not going with like the Hail Mary or the dart toss. This is pretty simple stuff, pretty straightforward. You don't have to reinvent the wheel here. So let's talk predictions, because I love to argue over who's going to light up the lamp and who's going to be assisting those that are lighting the lamp. Here's my call for the Mammoths' top 3 goal scorers. So at number 1, easy. My favorite player on the team, it's Kels. It's Clayton Keller. He's a proven finisher. He's everywhere on the ice, and he has the freedom to be the number 1 option. And I just expect him to continue to thrive and maybe even approach 100 points this season. Number 2 is actually going to be J.J. Peterka. He brings the combination of speed and hands that can really pop in transition. If he clicks with Logan Cooley in the middle, he could rack up goals fast. And at number 3, Dylan Guenther. He's a sniper. He's only getting better, and he's going to find his confidence even more so this season, and he's had more time to bulk up a little bit. So he's had a full season of NHL hockey. He knows what to expect this year, and I think he's going to light the lamp a little bit more than he did last year, and I expect him to play in more games this year as well. Now, for assists, again, I've got Kels, number 1. His ice vision is second to none, in my opinion. He could get the puck anywhere on the ice that he really wants, and defenses tend to overcommit to Keller because they view him as the chief threat for good reason. And so he's really good about getting the puck moving and cycling around the ice. He'll burn him by finding the open man. Number 2 is Logan Cooley. He was number 2 last year. He's the playmaker on the group, at least in the second line. If he finds his way to the top line, then he will definitely compete with Kels to be the assist leader. And he's just that good. He can thread the needle. He's quick, and he's only getting better as he gets older, and he's bulking up more as he gets older. So that's really great to have in a center. And rounding out this list is I'm going to put Sergachev, because power play quarterbacks always rack up those helper assists. So if he's feeding Keller, Peterka, Guenther, Cooley, even Schmaltzy, Crowley, Krause, if he could get going, he'll easily top 40 assists this season. So those are my leaders. Obviously, things will change, and they won't be the leaders, but that's what I'm predicting, and in that order as well. So we'll see as the season goes along there. Now, big picture outlook. Does the new look Mammoth, I mean, everything is new look with the Mammoth, but they aren't. Does their combination of added scoring punch with Peterka, a more stable blue line with the addition of Nate Schmidt and Scott Perunovich, and a more established backup goalie situation with Vitek Vanacek, does that all equal playoffs? And don't forget the added grit and energy of Brandon Tanev. We'll see. The Mammoth just are trying to survive, though, here in their second season. They're trying to build a brand. You could already see it in the way they practice. Fast, physical, and creative. Brandon Tanev himself is throwing himself across the ice, trying to get that energy level up and try to get the physicality out of the younger guys. This isn't a team that wants to be forgotten as just, another up-and-coming team that's not quite there yet. They want to break on through to the playoffs. The offensive core of Clayton Keller, Logan Cooley, and J.J. Peterka, along with Dylan Guenther, has the potential to be one of the most exciting young teams in the NHL. And the depth signings they've made, Utah has multiple scoring options as well, especially with guys who had off seasons last year. Look for them to bounce back this year. On the back end, Sergei gives them credibility, while there is that youth coming up, Simashev, Lamoureux. The young defenders give them upside and some flexibility to swing some hockey trades. And we all love a hockey trade. Let's not forget about the culture, though. From ownership down to the coaching staff, the message is clear. Utah is here to plant roots and compete. It's not doing one and then the other. They're doing them both at the same time. If this group could stay healthy, that's also key, and get league average or above league average goaltending, I'm not going to be surprised if they shock some teams and not even flirt with the playoff chase, but be planted right in the middle of the playoff chase all season long. Either way, guys, buckle up. The Mammoth are building something special here in Salt Lake City, and you get to say you saw it. Not quite from day one, but we could say day 1.5 because we have our branding now. Dust up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.